It was a rainy day on the island of Sodor. The engines were doing their best to try and get their jobs done. But the rain was causing problems for the Fat Controller's railway. Some lines were closed due to flooding, so the signalman had to send the engines down different tracks to help them carrying on with their deliveries. But the engines that were having trouble with the rain most of all were Connor and Caitlin. They didn't like the rain, nor did they like working in it.
Oh dear, how can I possibly get my work done properly if this rain doesn't stop? At least I can be safe and sure. Whoa, Caitlin! Be careful when going back up the other way. There are puddles in the tracks.
Okay, Connor. I'll be careful. Thank you. Whoa! Oh, yuck! If there's one thing I hate, it's a wet skirt. Oh.
Caitlin made her way up to the hill of Ulfsid Castle, but the tracks were slippery, and Caitlin found it hard to get a grip.
I can do it! I can do it!
At last, Caitlin made it to the top of the hill. She heaved a sigh of relief as she came through the castle station.
I did it! I made it! Hooray!
Caitlin puffed into the castle station. She could see Millie and Glynn looking sad.
Hello, Millie.
Hello, Caitlin.
Oh dear. What's the matter, Millie?
The Earl has had to close the castle railway and the dinosaur park because of the bad weather. There's big puddles everywhere.
I'm afraid so, Caitlin. There's nothing much we can do at the castle. It's just me and Millie here while Stephen is away having his boiler repaired. And we can't do much when the castle station is closed. Oh dear, Caitlin, I'm afraid you're going to have to take your passengers back to the stations. The castle is closed until further notice.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, Caitlin. I had to tell Connor the same thing. There's nothing I can do, I'm afraid.
Yes, sir. I'll do it. Don't worry, you two. I'll make sure it will stop raining soon. See you two later.
Bye, Caitlin. I hope it does stop raining.
Me too, but when it will, I don't know.
Caitlin sadly made her way out of the castle and back down the hill. The rain continued to pour down. This made Caitlin feel like she had had enough.
Oh, I wish it would stop raining.
Then, something amazing happened.
Wow! It stopped raining! My wish came true!
Caitlin came to a stop at a junction by a red signal. She was feeling happier now that the rain had stopped, but then she noticed a very big puddle on the track that was next to her. This made her worry a bit.
Oh my! If an engine goes through that too fast, I'll get splattered with water. I don't want any more water on my skirts.
Then Caitlin heard Thomas's whistle. Thomas rounded the bend and was approaching the big puddle fast. He was in a hurry and was running late. Caitlin could see what was going to happen. She blew her whistle loudly to warn Thomas.
Thomas! Thomas! Slow down! Look out!
Huh? Cinders and ashes!
Thomas's driver applied the brakes and Thomas came to a stop just in time.
Phew! That was close.
Thank goodness you stopped, Thomas. Otherwise, if you had gone through that puddle that fast, I could have been soaked.
Thanks for warning me, Caitlin. You're right about that. I wouldn't want to cause confusion and delay.
Thomas puffed slowly and carefully through the big puddle. He was carefully not to make any splashes. After he was out, he was on his way again.
There we go, Caitlin. Now there's no danger of you getting wet.
You're right there, Thomas.
Gotta
Goodbye, Caitlin, and thank you.
Then Caitlin heard the sound of another train coming the other way again. This time, it was Donald and Douglas. They were pulling a goods train to Vickerstown Station. They were both puffing fast, but they were also arguing.
Pull harder, Dougie. I am pulling, Donny. Why don't you pull harder? I am. You're just not pulling hard enough. More like you're not trying hard enough.
Oh no, they're puffing too fast. Donald! Douglas! Slow down! Watch out for us! Oh, yuck!
Caitlin was wet from top to bottom, and there was mud all over her skirt.
Thanks a lot, you two!
Caitlin soon reached Hellthorpe Station and let off her passengers. She was still feeling cross about what Donald and Douglas had done. Then Spencer puffed by with the Duke and Duchess of Boxford.
Goodness me, Caitlin. That doesn't look good. Surely a streamlined 18 like you should know it's not nice to be covered in mud.
I'm afraid I got some bad news for you, Caitlin. The Vickerstown Bridge is jammed. It's already gone up, but now it won't come back down again. So you have to remain on Sodor until it is fixed again, I'm afraid.
Oh no! What am I going to do now?
I suggest you have to speak to the Fat Controller. I think he may have a job for you.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Caitlin shunted her coaches into the siding outside the station. Then she puffed away. As Caitlin puffed down the line, she was beginning to worry about her muddy skirt.
What will the other engines say when they see me looking like this?
My goodness me, Caitlin. You certainly have gotten yourself into a muddy state, haven't you?
It's not funny, Hank.
Further along, Caitlin came across Percy having a washdown. Percy was having it clean after handling trucks. He was pleased to see Caitlin.
Hello, Caitlin.
Hello, Percy.
Caitlin? What's the matter?
It's Donald and Douglas, that's what's wrong.
Why? What have they done?
They were puffing too fast and went straight through a big puddle. Then I got covered in mud and now look at my skirt.
Oh no! That's awful!
I know. I can't go anywhere with a dirty skirt.
Caitlin, I'm in no hurry to have my wash done. Would you like to go in front of me?
Oh, Percy, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
This made Caitlin feel happy. She puffed forward to change tracks. Percy backed into the shed as Caitlin reversed in front of him.
There you go, Caitlin. You'll be shiny and clean in no time.
Thank you, Percy.
Caitlin's driver started to clean Caitlin, but just as Caitlin was enjoying herself, the Fat Controller arrived with Winston.
Caitlin, whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing? Now is not the time to have a wash down.
It's alright, sir. I said Caitlin could go in front of me.
Yes, sir. He did, sir.
Maybe so. But I need you to help out with a delivery. There is a train of fruit and vegetables waiting at the docks. They need to be taken to the market.
I can take it, sir. It's no problem.
That's awfully kind of you, Percy, but I need you to help Arthur at the fishing village. He might need your help with the delivery of fish.
But, sir, I can't go to the docks looking like this. What will everyone think?
No, Caitlin. Really useful engines do as they are told. And also, usefulness before cleanliness.
Yes, sir. I'll get on it right away, sir.
And what are you doing standing there, Percy? You've got work to do.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Wrong way, sir.
Oh dear. Come along, Winston. Whoa!
Wow, steady on, sir.
Caitlin arrived at the docks where her trucks were waiting. The men had just put the last crate on board the van. Caitlin was coupled up to the trucks, but Caitlin was still feeling sad about her muddy skirt. She was hoping she could have her washed down soon. Then, she heard a pair of familiar whistles. It was Donald and Douglas. They had arrived to pick up their next train. Caitlin was not very happy to see them.
Remember to pull harder this time, Donny. I will. Maybe you should pull harder as well. I'll lead the train if it helps. No, Ray, I'm the front engine. You should know that by now. Hello, Caitlin. Oh, ma. Caitlin, what happened to you?
Don't you remember?
Remember? What do you mean?
You don't remember how this happened? I thought you would have known and said sorry for it.
Sorry? Sorry? Have we got anything to be sorry for, Dougie? Nay, I don't think so, Donny. You must be mistaken, Caitlin.
Come on, you two. Your train is ready.
Bye, Caitlin.
Well, I never.
Caitlin left the docks and made her way to market with her vans of fruit and vegetables. She was now feeling insulted. She couldn't believe what both Donald and Douglas had said to her.
The nerve of those two. How could they not remember splashing me with mud? Surely they should have realized what their actions have done to my poor skirts.
Caitlin approached a crossing. She had to stop to let another train pass. She was not happy about this, as today was feeling like a bad day for her.
What's that smell?
It was Percy. He was pulling his load of fish trucks. He couldn't stand the smell. Then, Percy noticed Caitlin up ahead. He could see that Caitlin was looking cross. He put his brakes on and decided to stop to find out what was wrong.
What's wrong, Caitlin? Would you like to go ahead in front of me, Caitlin?
Oh, thank you, Percy. You're so kind.
Bye, Caitlin.
What a kind and helpful engine Percy is. He's more helpful than those twin engines.
Caitlin soon arrived at the market with her vans. The men were pleased to see Caitlin. They got quickly to work unloading the fruit and vegetables. The driver uncoupled Caitlin from the vans and she set off for the washdowns. As she puffed back up the line, she was looking forward to having her skirt being all nice and clean again. Then, she came towards a junction and saw a very large puddle on the line in front of her.
Oh no, I can't go through that.
Then, Donald and Douglas came towards the junction from two other tracks. Their signals had turned red. Caitlin saw that the twins had stopped quite close to the large puddle. Then, she came up with an idea. She picked up speed and charged for the puddle.
Here comes Caitlin!
Caitlin splashed through the large puddle and muddy rainwater flew into the air and landed all over Donald and Douglas.
Sorry, didn't see you there.
Caitlin!
Suddenly, a loud voice forced Caitlin to a stop.
Who was that?
You get back here right now!
Caitlin reversed back towards the junction and stopped in front of Donald and Douglas. The twins were wet and very cross. And then, from behind Donald, the Fat Controller stepped into view. He was soaking wet.
Caitlin, what are you playing at?
Oh, hello, sir. What are you doing here?
I was looking for you on my way back to Napford Station, and now look what you've done. Donald and Douglas are soaked from funnel to wheels. Winston has got rainwater on his seats and floor, and now I'm soaking wet!
Oops.
What have you got to say for yourself?
Caitlin felt silly, but then decided to pluck up courage.
Well, now Donald and Douglas know what it feels like to be splashed with water, sir.
Eh? What? What are you talking about, Caitlin?
Don't you remember what happened earlier? When you were taking your goods train to Vickerstown and both of you were arguing about who should be pulling harder. I called to you both to slow down, but you didn't hear me, and then splashed through the big puddle.
What do you mean by that? Oh, wait! I think I know what she means, Dunny. We must have been arguing that much. We didn't see the puddle on the tracks. Oh, aye, you're right, Dougie. We didn't look where we were going, and we must have splashed you by mistake. And that must have been why you weren't pleased to see us at the docks.
So it seems there had been a misunderstanding between you three. Let me tell you all this right now. I do not approve of any misunderstandings happening on my railway. I understand you were upset with this situation, Caitlin, but there are better ways to resolving it, and the way you handle it wasn't the right way to do it. Now, do you have anything you want to say?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry I splashed you, Donald and Douglas. And I'm sorry I got you soaking wet, sir.
Hey! What about me?
And I'm sorry for getting you wet as well, Winston.
Ahem!
We're very sorry for soaking you first, Caitlin. Aye, and we're very sorry for ruining your skirt, Caitlin.
Good, now that's that sorted out. I want you all to go to the steamworks to be cleaned up straight away.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
The three engines were soon at the steamworks, and were waiting for Victor to arrive with the buckets of soap suds and brushes. They were feeling bad about their actions.
I'm sorry to say this, but we only have enough soap suds to clean 2 engines. So it looks like you'll have to wait your turn, Caitlin, until we can get some more.
Oh.
Percy puffed into the steamworks. He was pushing a flatbed. All the engines were puzzled.
Hello, Percy. What are you doing here? You need repairs too?
No, Victor. I heard Caitlin was here, so I brought her these buckets of soapy water and brushes. Now she can have the wash down she's been longing to have all day.
Oh, thank you, Percy.
Excellent. Now we can give all of you a clean.
Soon, Donald, Douglas, and Caitlin were all enjoying their washdown. They were being rubbed and scrubbed with wet cloths and brushes. But Caitlin was enjoying her washdown most of all. She was delighted to see her skirt looking spotless again. Percy was pleased to see his friend looking happy again.
Have you all managed to sort things out between you?
Yes, Percy. We managed to clear things up.
Aye, it was our fault to begin with. Aye, true, Dougie. Caitlin's right. We should have been looking where we were going in the first place. Sorry for not listening to you earlier, Caitlin. And sorry for making you cross and ruining your skirt.
Oh, that's alright. I'm just glad that we're friends again.
Excuse me, boss? I thought I just...
Kevin, look out!
Whoa!
Kevin hit a half-filled bucket of water, and it flew into the air. Dirty water from the bucket landed all over Percy.
Kevin!
Oops! Sorry, Percy. I didn't see it there.
This is one tale I didn't expect to get a wet ending.
Aye.